The ADA MP1 was iconic, but what if a modern preamp could capture that same spirit and actually move it forward? Check this out. Everybody, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new to the channel, then it's really great to have you join us today. Now, you heard that right? I mean, it gives me shivers every time I hear this tone. Man, oh man. This is the Headfirst ALTA P1, an all-tube 3-channel preamp with modern routing, but more importantly, with its own personality. And it's called the P1, like the McLaren P1. It really is a race car of preamps, I think, anyways. Now, obviously, this isn't an ADA, but in terms of concept, flexibility, and having its own voice, I think it is a really interesting modern parallel. I actually have a real ADA MP1 here in my studio, right back there. And when that came out, it introduced a sound that didn't really exist before. It wasn't trying to be a Marshall or a Mesa. It was unapologetically an MP1. It did its own thing. And I've had that exact same feeling with this, the ALTA P1. I did not expect it, but man, it just sounded like itself. Now, obviously the Headfirst and the ADA don't share corporate DNA. They're not clones, but they share the same spirit. They're cousins. They introduce a new voice into the guitar world, and that just doesn't happen very often these days. Also, this thing is genuinely boutique. I mean, Jason Tong at Headfirst builds these by hand, personally tests every unit, and from talking to him, you quickly realize just how much work goes into each and every one of these. That level of hands-on craftsmanship is becoming rare, especially in the world of guitar. And man, it really shows here. This thing is just stunning. It's beautiful. I love it. It looks and feels so premium. So let's get into what this baby actually is. At its core, it is a 3-channel all-tube preamp designed to condense the vibe of the 100-watt Headfirst ALTA head into a single road-ready rack unit. It runs 3 12AX7 tubes, Tube Amp Doctor premium valves, by the way, has full MIDI switching, vintage and modern voicings on channels 2 and 3, plus per channel comp switching, which is essentially Jose style clipping diodes for extra gain and compression. They work really well. You'll see that in a second. Stick around for that. Each channel also gets its own independent 3-way bright switch, off in the middle and 2 different bright options. But what really takes this into the modern rig territory is the built-in Two Notes Torpedo Embedded tech. Yeah, that is really cool. You get a custom EL34 power amp simulation based on the ALTA 100, DynIR cab support, EQ, reverb, enhancer, that's a stereoizer by the way, all built in. Yes, hear that again, all built in. 6 accessible directly from the front panel and more via the software. Check this out. Now, you can run this as a completely standalone unit, straight to a DAW, front of house, or an FR cab. That's exactly how I recorded the tracks on this video. No power amps needed here. You can still run it into a tube power amp or an amps FX return if you want. I meant to try that actually, but honestly, I got so lost recording with it, I just completely and utterly forgot. The tones were just captivating, and that's a really, really good sign. On the back of the unit, you've got stereo XLR outputs, dual FX loops, a mono pre Two Notes loop, and a stereo post Two Notes loop. USB, Bluetooth, headphones, MIDI in and through, and it weighs just over 2 kilos, which is why I'm holding it right through the video. It's not very heavy. This is crazy, man. In short, it is the kitchen sink, man. It feels like a complete rig in a box, and I guess it is. Now, technically, this is a 3-channel preamp, but when you factor in the 2 voicings on channels 2 and 3, plus the comp switch, you're actually looking at 9 distinct gain structures. Yep. Add MIDI switching, something like my More Tricks, and suddenly you've got 9 recallable channels. Yes, in a single rack unit. That's kind of insane. Can you tell I'm excited? Combine that with the Two Notes side, assigning different IRs and DynIRs per preset, and this becomes a ridiculously powerful all-in-one unit. I mean, I literally just used this for the sounds. Yeah. Channel 1 is a beautiful Fender style clean, very, very clean, loads of headroom with a treble and bass control and those bright switches I mentioned earlier as well. It sounds really gorgeous. Hey, if you're enjoying this, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell. It really helps the channel and it keeps you in the loop with gear like this. Thank you so much. Now, channels 2 and 3. That's where the fun really starts. It's rock and roll time. Yeah. Channel 2 has slightly less gain than channel 3, but there's plenty still on tap, especially once you start playing with the voicing and the comp switches. Channel 3 takes everything up a notch. There's more gain than you'll ever realistically need on this. No overdrive pedals required, if you don't want to, that is. For the track I recorded, I used an overdrive on just one of the solos just to experiment, and it handled it beautifully. But everything else was just straight from the preamp. Yeah. The voicing switches are excellent. Vintage is looser, bigger, more old school. Modern tightens everything up and adds gain, and honestly I think modern is my favorite mode here, although I love the vintage as well. Modern kind of feels like me. The comp switch adds that Jose style clipping, more gain, smooth compression, slight volume drop as well, but very, very musical. Both of these channels share an EQ but have individual gain and volume controls. Plus, voicing, comp and bright switches are independent to each channel and are all assignable per channel. Alrighty, let's do some knob twisting and button pushing and see what this thing can really do. And feel free to skip forward if you want to as well. Everything is time coded. You know, what I love most about this is that it has its own sound. I mean, you can hear the hints of Marshall and modded Marshall DNA. I mean, Jason's known for that. He's a Marshall guy and a Marshall modding guy, but it doesn't actually sound like a Marshall or anything else for that matter. And that's kind of amazing because so much gear today ends up sounding broadly similar. This doesn't. The crunch is unique, the feel is unique, and that's exactly what the ADA MP1 did back in the day. It had its own voice, and that's why people still talk about it. I think this is a future classic, I really do. And I hope it is because it is incredibly good. This is integrated into my studio incredibly smoothly. Recording is fast and inspiring thanks to the built-in cab tones. And if you want to load your own IRs, that's really easy too via the software. And yeah, it's all tube. I totally love that about this. I love tubes. I love playing tubes. One last cool detail. This was designed as a compact touring solution for Jim Root from Slipknot. Yeah, so it's absolutely capable of everything from pristine cleans to classic rock all the way up to modern metal. You know, I've followed Jason for years. I've modded my amps based on his work, so spending time with one of his fully realized designs has been genuinely special. He really has become one of the world's Marshall modding guys, which has been so awesome to see and so well deserved because he's an extremely talented engineer. And by the way, this video isn't sponsored in any way. I actually bought this myself because I wanted it, and I'm really glad that I did because it really is amazing. I really do like the tones in here. Congrats to Jason for creating something truly unique. This feels like a preamp people will still be talking about years from now. A real future classic. If you want more information on the Alta P1, then check out Headfirst's website. If you're into tube gear with personality, this one is absolutely worth your attention. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and listening to me absolutely just gush all over this. If you enjoyed this one, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, hype, and share it with your gear-obsessed friends as well. Links to Patreon and Gumroad are in the video description if you'd like to support the channel. Alrighty, best part, yeah, the track. This preamp inspired a heavy driving rhythm with smooth singing leads. I love playing it. In fact, I'm going to go play it some more right now. Hope you enjoy listening. Have an absolutely amazing day, folks, and I'll see you really soon with another one. Bye for now.